Hello and welcome to this video where we will be talking about Reactive Replen. This is where Mintsoft will prevent you from picking orders when stock is allocated from a Replen only location. This method of replenishment works separately to Proactive Replen, which will be covered in a separate video. To enable Reactive Replen, you first need to enable a setting on Client Settings and make sure your locations are set up correctly. Then you can either process the replenishments on the mobile app or via the PC. I'll take you through all of that in this video. We'll take a look first at the client setting to enable reactive replenishment. Depending on your type of Mintsoft, this button may be in one of two places. If you're a 3PL, you'll need to turn it on per client, so head to the Clients and then Overview menu. You'll need to find the desired client, click Actions, and then Edit. From here, head to the Defaults tab at the top, scroll all the way down, and you will see the option to use Awaiting Replen Order Status for Replen only locations. Turn this on and click Save. If you're a multi-channel user, you'll need to head to Settings at the top right-hand side of Mintsoft. And you will see in the second section here a button that says Client Settings. If you click on there, you will have the same defaults tab for yourself, and you can still scroll down and click on the Replen Only button. Next, you will need to make sure that your warehouse locations are set up correctly. Let's go to Warehouse and then Extras, and then Location Types. Location types are the categories that you assign to your individual locations in your warehouse. For example, here I have Pick, Bulk, and Replen. You can see here that my replenishment locations, which will be the source that I will be collecting the items from, is ticked as a Replen only location. You need to ensure that your locations are set up in a similar way. It's very important to note that if you edit a location type and tick it to become a Replen only location, this will only take effect if the locations are all empty for that particular location type. If you have stock in those locations, you will need to book them out using one of our templates and then book the stock back in so that Mintsoft can recognize that these items of stock are only for replenishment and cannot be allocated to new orders. Now that we've covered the setup, we can have a look at Awaiting Replen Status Orders. You can see here from my order status summary on my dashboard that I have 4 orders in an Awaiting Replen status. Let's take a look at those. Now we are on the Orders overview, looking at only the Awaiting Replen orders. If we scroll down and to the side, you can see the status of these orders are all Awaiting Replen. If we drill down into the orders by clicking on the arrow on the left, you can see that this particular order, for example, is for 5 units of ankle weights. If we drill down further, we can see that the 5 units allocated to the order are on Top Shelf 1, which is an Replen only location in my test Mintsoft environment. When an order hits this status, it will create an action for you to complete. You'll find these replens via Warehouse, Reactive Replen. On this page, you'll see a list of all of your Reactive Replen tasks, and you can either filter them by warehouse, client, and courier service type, as you may wish to prioritize your express orders. If we scroll down, you'll see that I have 2 tasks to complete. We did have 4 orders in Awaiting Replen status, but as they were each 2 orders for the same SKU, it groups those together into single Replen tasks per product. So you can see here I have 1 task to replenish the ankle weights, 7 units, and a gym bench for 2 units. You would also see here the attributes of products if batch numbers, serials, or expiry dates were allocated to the units that needed replenishment. You can also see that the stock that the location is sitting in currently is on screen. To complete these reactive replens via the PC, you simply need to select the quantity that has been replenished and choose the location where it's been put to so that picking can commence. In this example, if I was to click here Replen, 7 units of stock would be transferred from top shelf 1 to location 1A, 1A, which is a pick location. On screen, you'll also see that in top shelf 1 you have 500 units currently. You could over-replenish to make sure you have stock for future orders. So for example, I could replenish 50 units if I wish to. You can also scroll up and click on a button, Print PDF, which you could then carry around the warehouse to aid you with some of these transfers. Let's take a look at that document now. Using pen and paper, if you printed this, you could walk around the warehouse and make a note of which locations and how many quantities of items you've transferred for future orders. You could then take this document back to the PC and use it to help you process the replenishments. Let's action one together now to see it. We'll go back to our replen tasks on the PC, and I'm simply going to replenish only the 7 required and click Replen. As you can see, there's only one reactive replen task remaining, and that is for the gym benches. And if I was to go back to my dashboard, I have now only 2 orders in awaiting replen status. Next, we'll take a look at how to action reactive replenishments on the mobile. On the Mintsoft mobile app, you will see Reactive Replen down here on the right with the badge to say how many different reactive replens could be completed. If you tap on here on screen, you'll get the choice to either do a single replenishment or bulk replenishment. A single would be going from one location to another with a single SKU. With a bulk replenishment, you'll have to transfer items onto a trolley, and you can replenish multiple items at once and then put the items from that trolley away into different locations to save you walking around the warehouse more than necessary. The size and quantity of the items that you deal with will determine which is best for you between single and bulk. First, I'll show you an example of a single replenishment. We click on single replenishment now, and we are presented with items that need replenishment. You can see the picture, the name, and the SKU for the items. You can also see the location where you'll find the item and the quantity required to fulfill all orders outstanding. You can also see an available quantity of how many are on that location, as you may wish to over-replenish so that you have stock available for future orders. Let's click on the adjustable gym bench now and do a replenishment for this one. First, you'll need to scan the location barcode. And then you will need to scan the product barcode. As I've already scanned one bench, you can see the quantity to transfer is showing as 1. If I was to scan or tap here to do a second one, the quantity climbs to 2 and the outstanding has reduced, so I now have enough benches to satisfy all outstanding orders in awaiting replen status. I may wish to over-replenish as I have 98 items still in this replen location. To check how many I could take with me, I can click here to view location sizes. I can see that my pick locations can take 10 benches, whereas my bulk locations can take 30 benches. To set this up, you must go to replen points on a product. This is covered in the separate video for proactive replenishment, and it can also be found in our help guides. To continue with this replenishment, you must then tap on Replenish Item in the bottom right, and it will take you to a screen to see locations that you could put this item into. It says suggested wherever you've held stock in the past, and it may even tell you if it's a default picking location. Because the replen point is set up against pick locations, it also tells you here that you could put 10 into this location. I'll click or scan on location 1A, 1A now. And then I get a success message to say the item has been replenished. The order will now be in new status and ready to go. Finally, we will take a look at bulk replen. In this method of replenishment, we'll be replenishing more than one item. So I simply need to select the one that I want to put onto my replen trolley first. I'll go first for the ankle weights. And as you can see here, you must set up your trolleys as a location in your warehouse with the trolley type selected. This can be done in the same location that we enabled replen only in earlier in this video. Now I can scan the location again as in the single method, and then scan the product. I need 10 on this occasion. However, I may wish to over replenish, so let's take 20 so I have some for future orders. Now I can click Add to Trolley, and I get a notification to say Item added to trolley. Now I can select on a product to add to the trolley. This time we'll go for the gym bench. Again, I'll scan the location, and then scan the product. Add a few more to my trolley. And now it's asking me to choose a product which I wish to put away. If there were other items available for replenishment, then it would have given us the option to add a further item. However, this is everything that can be replenished for now. There would have been a button at the bottom right to view the contents of the trolley, but as I say, there's nothing else to replenish, so it's taking us straight to the put away. I'll put away the ankle weights first by scanning the product, and then I can choose the location where I'm putting them. And I need to scan the items as I put them over. Next, I'll put away the benches. And that's my bulk replenishment complete. Hopefully you found this video useful, and thank you very much for watching.